You fucking decide. Yes, I gave you an ultimatum. It's a shit one.
The famous espresso and outsurance presenter Katlego Maboe'S baby mama has been putting her Instagram stories on blast, crying that Katlego Maboe is not paying child support and does not want his child to go to school. Katlego Maboe, who was famously known for the outsurance ads on our TV screens and the morning show Espresso, was released from both contracts after the scandal that broke out in 2020.
You fucking decide. Yes, I gave you an ultimatum. It's a shit one. Sorry for you. You fucking ruined my life. So now you decide.
Okay, it's Nikita.
Nikita who?
Murray.
So you slept with Nikita Murray?
Yeah.
And when did this happen?
In Kiev.
How did this happen?
We went out. We went to my hotel room, and we slept together.
And how many times?
Once.
Katlego's then baby mama leaked out a video confronting Katlego about a sexual interaction that Katlego had with a certain friend. That video went viral, outsurance dropped Katlego, and so did Espresso. They have been undergoing a court case that somewhere around last year, Katlego was set free, or the charges were dropped, or whatever it is that actually happened, because right now we do not know what to believe. The statement that was released on behalf of Katlego Maboe stated something along the lines of Katlego was innocent. But today, Monique is stating that she was unable to continue paying the legal fees. Now she had to drop out of the case. Monique stated that they ended up settling out of court because she was unable to continue paying her legal fees, as she had already spent around R1 million and her parents also chipped in on that. So the allegations that, or the statement that was released by Katlego Maboe's team stating that he was set free of the charges against him is false. Monique alleges that she spent R1 million on the case that far until they decided to stop pursuing the case. Now, my thing is, when the whole thing blew up, Monique was a victim of cheating, okay? Fine. We understood that. And that was very wrong on Katlego's end. Cheating should not have to be condoned under any circumstances. But the problem became when Monique started saying that Katlego Maboe used to physically abuse her. How do we now spin a case of infidelity within a relationship into a gender-based violence case? The big question is, did Monique play the gender-based violence card because it was going to stick better in court and that it was going to give her better chances at having a much more solid case against Katlego Maboe in tarnishing his name and his character, because she fairly knew, and she still does know, that Katlego Maboe cares more about his public image and how people perceive him. Now, Monique, how did we get to this narrative of gender-based violence? Because you would get more sympathy from the people, or because that was going to kill his career even more? For some reason, it looks like Monique was being vicious because she was going through a lot of pain and disappointment, and also was facing the disease or the STI that she said she had at the time. But her actions were malicious and vicious in the sense that she was out to destroy Katlego Maboe's image, and then later on, allegedly, Katlego Maboe was found innocent. But right now, at this point, stage and time, we do not know what the court ruled at the time of the case proceedings, because Katlego came out with this statement along with his team, and then today Monique is saying that. So we're not sure which narrative is the right one. Monique says she's got receipts and she's got files, but she hasn't shown any of them. She was asking for legal advice from those that have gone to law school or those that are currently practicing law, whether she is allowed to or whether she can share some of the documents from the case. Honestly, the only thing Monique can do to set the record straight is bring us evidence of what actually happened in court upon them reaching a settlement in their case. Because right now, we cannot just rail after her and be chanting Monique, Monique without really knowing what actually transpired. Because we do know that there is a lot of baby mamas out there that are vicious towards their baby daddies, and they do vicious and malicious things just to get to them or just to make their lives miserable. We have our brothers out there that have been struggling for years because of their baby mamas. They're making their lives a living hell. Now, Monique is no exception. She just has to give us the receipts or the files that prove her narrative of events so that we can believe the narrative that she is pushing.
Guys, okay, I had to just step out quickly so that I can record this. And I'm sick, so just know my congested, whatever. Miss Man, if you want to be with the man, then go get the man's. You don't have to be here on my page. I don't even know why you follow me. Why does she follow me, guys? Why does this chick follow me? Clearly she's been following me for quite some time to be knowing my lifestyle. And she wants, sir. Go get your sir. I don't know why that, y'all. I'm not a baby mama that cares about what that man gets up to, hey? Like, he can get up to whatever he wants to. He can go ruin y'all's lives, not mine. Me, I'm just trying to have my child go to a school. Period. Do you know what the crazy thing is? Is that I thought this was normal. Like the situation with baby daddy. Until I met like an influx of men that are willingly taking full responsibility for the kids. Not all, but there are men, there are guys here in my DMs, in real life, that are doing the most for their kids, that don't want their kids to suffer, or the baby mamas. And here you are living, you are flourishing, yet you want your child to suffer, you are letting your child suffer despite me. It's pathetic. And then you get people like Jessica, that's the new Karen name, apparently, that will defend someone just for the sake of defending them. Not even reading properly, just like, I'm gonna defend my man's. Okay, go get your man's, girl. Guys, I don't think like the part that I posted is not even the worst. That's just like something that I need like intervention with right now. You know? But mans will send his 5-year-old child in like 3-year-old clothing. And mind you, our child is really big. Not big, but he's quite tall. He has no shame to send his own child to go to the school and drop the child in the school with pants, and it's winter, that don't even fit the child. It's like a 3/4 and like so I want to protect my child's identity in not posting these things. I'll see if there's a way that I can. But you are out here styled on whatever magazine, I don't know the names of the magazines, but you don't want the same for your child. Anyway, I find it really interesting how the men are so supportive on this platform, and the most hate comes from women. Interesting times. And for those that say that there are other ways and forms that you can deal with this, babes, where have y'all been? It's been 3 years. Have I said anything for the 3 years? I've been quiet. I've been silent. Because every day I wake up and I think, you know what? Maybe this person is actually going to be who they say they are on the socials, you know, when they're like, oh, God is telling me to do better and I'm the best and preaching the Bible, yoga. Then I'm like, okay, maybe it's still going to kick in. I would also like for us to resolve this amicably. I'm not even upset. Like, I'm just like, when we gotta go to maintenance court for something so simple, and I'm unrepresented, and you've got to lawyer yourself up with 4 attorneys, those 4 attorneys alone can cover your child's school fees for the year, bruh. Make it make sense. Like, there cannot be so much people out there walking around this country with such little logic. Like, really. And if you don't want to, fine, but then accept that it's gonna be a different school. It's not gonna be the very freaking expensive school that you want. Like, yeah. Help. Anyway, let's continue with story time. So about a year ago, I was really down and out. Like, I wasn't even on social media. I was really struggling. And there were days where I would literally message my baby daddy and be like, could you maybe send some extra food for our son, or fruit or whatever, because I don't have those things for him. What does this man do? Nothing. Because then I'm not even asking for money. Like, you can't say, I just want your money, whatever. I'm like, send the food, bruh. Send the food. Or you can buy the electricity on your app or something. And then, would not do anything. But he posts Bible quotes. But you're happy to let your son come here and possibly suffer. Obviously that wasn't the case. As a mother, you always make a plan. You always make a plan. Also, here's the last thing I'm gonna say that you guys are clearly missing. Alright? I am still protecting this man for the sake of his career. Because no one has heard my truth yet. So, to even think or say that this is for clout or drought, it's stupid to even say that, because who does this? Who becomes this vulnerable on a platform like this? The thing is, don't act like you're something you're not. And you're not the dad of the year, because the dad of the year would be doing more for their child. And actually, I'm done. Anyway, the point is, I'm still protecting this man, so I still haven't gotten attorney's letters, so I'm still free to talk, so I'm making the most of this opportunity. If you as a parent, right, and you guys some people have to have the same logic or some kind of logic. If you are well within your means to be able to pay your child's school fees in full, then why wouldn't you do that? And being able to send your child to the best school. Why would you send your child to a government school so that you can spite the mother because the mother can't? That's the part that everyone's missing. Everyone's like, oh, but why? Oh, but social media. Oh, but this. Oh, but. Guys, I'm not going to let my child suffer. Y'all must be crazy. I'm just letting this man thrive in his career and protecting him so that my child can have the best. Also, I realized I'm not giving enough context because there's a lot of questions and a lot of Okay. My son is finishing up with daycare this year. Right? We are in August, September, which means most schools' applications are closed. So now, for most parents, you have to at least apply at more than 3 schools to have an option to secure a child's spot. Our child he's not been accepted at any school because the father refuses to sign the application forms of the schools that is not this expensive school that he wants, but he doesn't want to pay for it for. Do you understand my predicament here? We are going into September, guys, and my child has not been accepted into a school that he needs to go to next year. That is a problem. And I know that everyone has this opinion, and I do respect this opinion where social media is not the way to handle things or publicly, putting stuff out there. However, I really don't have any other options at this stage. I mean, whether I had a choice or not, in 2020, my business was blasted out there, and it was all put out there, and everyone had a say. And I'm protecting this person's career and reputation for the sake of my son. And now it's not even benefiting my son. So why would I keep quiet? Like, why would I continue to suffer in silence and let my son suffer as a result as well? No, fam. No. People need to start waking up, like, honestly and truly. Now, dealing with a narcissist is a very tricky thing, right? Because it can go, like, either way. Where, in this instance, I'm hoping that, because you're a child of God and, you do everything that's right and according to the Bible and, all of that whole preach stuff. I'm hoping that you will act right. You will try to prove me wrong and you will do the right thing. To show, like, the world that you are this good person that you say you are and this great dad. That's what I'm hoping will happen, guys. Because I've tried every other avenue and none of it has worked. None. And my child is gonna be without a school. Yella? Yeah. Let's hope God will make them act right. It's funny because even as I'm telling you this, I'm still, like, protecting him and, like, not disclosing too much. And my friends and family are, like, in the DMs, you're not saying this, you're not giving them this, It goes so much deeper than having to struggle financially as, like, operating as a single mom, you know what I mean? Like, my family had to pay $1 million for the attorney's fees in our court matter or court case, whatever you call it. And so at $1 million, we capped it. We couldn't. Like, I was like, I cannot continue. Like, I actually cannot afford to continue this domestic violence case. Like, we have to end it. We have to settle because I do not have the funds to continue. Because it went on for 2 years already. And we've been in and out of court. I don't know if you guys follow Anna Insam. Now, she took her ex to court for domestic violence as well. And I think their matter was literally like the same time as ours, or like a couple months after. And she's still in court. And her matter is still not done yet. I don't even know if his attorneys have, or he's taken the stand yet in the matter. I don't know, but just so you guys know that it's not as simple as saying, oh, go to court and the court will make the judgment and. Firstly, in our matter, no one won. I didn't have the finances to continue, so I had to settle. Because I had to pull financial instruction from my attorneys. Honestly, it's so easy to sit there and say, oh, just go to court. So just go to court for a GBV matter or, Guys, it's really not that simple. Because these people have money and power. And you know what the attorneys do? The attorneys drag out the cases. Never mind the fact that it does take that long anyway because of all the evidence and all of that. They can drag it on for years. And if you don't have the evidence to finish it, you can't. And the best part is that the media and some journalists don't even care about the truth. They don't even care. I have literally shared court documents with journalists that will show you it does not say anyone was found innocent. It was settled by the parties. Do you think they're right about that? No, fam. They want the tea. They want the things that is spicy and that makes it more exciting and that follows this whole narrative of whoever the villain is and, And so you just gotta kind of sit back and watch your entire life like, I don't know what the word is, but watch your life be... I don't even know how to explain this. Basically, I'm made out to be the villain, and I must just sit there and be like, sorry for me, even though it's not the truth. And if this doesn't tell you, like, the kind of parent that this person is, if this doesn't shock you, then I don't know. But the part that shocked me the most is when all the documents came and the statements and the policies and whatever. This man does not even have his child as a beneficiary on a single one of his policies. On policies, whatever, like no trust, nothing, nada. Now I was so confused. I was like, and then if we both die? Because me, I've obviously made provision for that for my child, but it's, you know, it's not at the level that he can offer. And I was like, if we both die, and then you don't even have your child as on your will? And no, guys, it's not that this person does not financially support their child at all. They have been ordered to pay maintenance at court, right? But it doesn't cover, guys, the maintenance is half the amount of the school fees. Half. The other half is the half of my salary. Like, then what are we going to do for the rest of the month? No, guys, no. And this person is thriving, and they can. No. I have to say, I retract that statement that I made once upon a time. Like, great father, greatest father. No, I've seen flames in the last 3 years, the way that I've had to fight for just like the basic, my child's basic rights is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Okay. If there are any attorneys on here, then if you can let me know if I'm allowed to post the court document or not. I will post it now. I will post that court document now. It does not say that anyone was found innocent of charges against them. If you know anything about the law, if you are an attorney, if you've been in and out of courts, that's not how the law works anyway. It's either granted, or it's set aside, or it's dismissed. There was none of what was in their statement. It very clearly said, set aside by me. Does that mean you're innocent? No. Does it mean I did not have money to continue? Yes. That's what. And you know, like a part of me like wants to, like, so that I want the. And everyone needs to stop with this narrative of victim blaming when the victims come out and you're like, oh, she's doing this for fame. Oh, she's doing this for fame and money. Where is my fame? Where is my money? Not a single victim that has ever spoken up has gotten anything good come from that. They've gotten hate, they've gotten bullying. Like the amount of trauma that I experienced post my relationship, whatever, was way worse. You almost sometimes think it would have been better. Like, it would have been better if this person killed me, actually. And even then, people wouldn't have believed that they would do that because they believe what they see on their screens. But the point is, the victim blaming, it is not it. Because victims do not get anything good from speaking out. Ever. Ever. Where have they gotten fame or money? Okay, wait, and then I forgot to mention this part. So, there was a stage where, like, what was it? Oh, because all of these court things and everything costs money, right? Like, a mediator costs something. A parenting coordinator costs 2,500. Then the bills pile up. And so at some point, like, I was like, I can't afford the school fees this month. Oh my God, will you be able to cover me? No, you couldn't tell us at school. Okay, can I pay next month? Okay, fine. Then next month came, more bills came. Long story short, I was 2 months in arrears with school fees here. And then the school asked, and they said, actually, our son cannot attend the school anymore. He's going to have to no longer be in the school. Does this not man not message me and be like, okay, you're going to have to come fetch him from me. He'll be by me during the day. Guys, he was okay with our child being without school. He wasn't even going to pay that arrears. Y'all, this man was not even willing to pay those 2 months arrears to let our son continue. So So I literally had to take a loan from work at that stage to literally say, I was like, can you guys pay me today so I can like pay the money to the school today and then my son can attend. So then he messages me in the morning, he's like, okay, anyway, what time must I pick up Mr. from you? And then I'm like, no, he's going to school. And he was like, oh, okay, whatever. I cannot be the only person that thinks that's absurd. But y'all believe what you want to believe, that these people are angels and saints because they post God quotes all day. This is why I don't post God quotes, because I know there are literally guys in my DMs that are like offering to donate money towards my son's school fees and offering to donate funds for whatever is needed. And I think that is like, there's no words for someone that is that kind, right? Like that is amazing. But unfortunately, like the struggle is obviously bigger than that, and I will not accept any money from anyone. Guys, I'm not going to accept any money, not in a bad way. It's just that there's a bigger picture here, and the thing is, there is someone that can and is capable and is responsible for his own child and should come to the party, and it shouldn't have to be this. Do you know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't have to be even on this platform at all. But when you're dealing with people or situations in your life that want to control and want to see you suffer, it is going to be hard, and you're going to have to resort to desperate like attempts to try and get help. Whoever is reporting my posts, you're really unnecessary. Like, come now. But over the last few years, I've literally had family and friends that have fought with me. Like, I don't think you understand how some of them are like cheering me on at this moment. Like, finally, you did it. You know, you're doing something. Because I felt like I wasn't doing anything. And I was going through the legal routes and the necessary ways that things are supposed to be done, or that you think is like the amicable way of doing things. But again, when you're going up against people with money, power, fame, it's a whole different ballgame. It does not work the same. You can't even get it right with a normal person. Never mind someone that has influence. So, and for the most part, I was like, speak up. Why? People don't believe you anyway. So like, what am I doing this for? But one thing I know is this man cares about his reputation. So I hope he'll act. I'm going to answer your questions in the next few videos. So now I didn't claim for any spousal maintenance. I walked away with nothing but a bed. Actually, no, 2 beds and the washing machine is the only thing I walked away with. Basically, my son and I were homeless. We had to move in with family because even though the court said that he has to keep us in the apartment for the next 6 months, obviously because our son was a baby and not to cause any disruption, the court order was made, but then him and his attorney went and gave immediate notice at our apartment, and so my son and I were evicted, and we didn't have anywhere to go. And this was all while y'all were thinking this was your superhero of the year, while he had his baby mama and son out on the streets, because obviously at that stage I was working. But a part of the protection order, the court did issue emergency monetary relief, which kind of then helped me like get back on my feet a little bit. I was able to get a job again. But man's fought that day. He didn't even want the court to like give us that for me and my son, like down to the cent, guys. We were sitting there for hours, like going through every rand, and the total amount came down by like 100 or 200 rand. It was actually ridiculous. Okay, let's just address this really quickly. For everyone that wants receipts from me, right? Because you like to ask for receipts from the victims. Oh, evidence. I've got all my evidence. I'm not bothered about that. Let me ask you, for everyone that says that I leaked the video or I blasted this person, show me the receipts. I dare every one of you to come and show me where I was the person, where that video came from me, even on WhatsApp, because apparently it was circulating on WhatsApp before it made it to Twitter. I will pay money that I don't have, obviously. Okay, I take that back. I can't do that. But I'm willing to bet that not a single one of you can find that I leaked that video. Do you know why? Because I didn't leak that video. Because what idiot would do that tells the world that you have an STD at that stage? Guys, really?
After Monique went to write a whole Bible on her Insta stories, Katlego came back responding with only just one word on his stories: peace. That's all he said. Part of the reason why we have broken men with broken souls in our society, it's because of women like Monique. Not that I'm excusing what Katlego did, but she has constantly been tearing this man's image apart publicly. So she humiliated him 3 years ago, not considering her son's feelings or how this whole situation was going to affect him. Well, I just think that Monique should have just swallowed her pride and found another way of communicating with Katlego in a private manner where it's not a public spectacle in consideration of her son. If this was all about her son, this whole thing could have just been dealt with privately. I think Katlego is man enough to know that his son is way more important than their differences. And they could have just set their differences aside and sit down to find a way forward in dealing with this for the sake of the child. Leave your comments in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up because it helps the channel grow. Share this video and subscribe to the channel.